All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon. If you are watching this, maybe it's late at night. Good night, good evening. My name is Josephine White, and I own JoJo's House of Beauty. But I wanted to come on here today and just be more intentional about posting on YouTube and talking about how I became a salon owner. So a little bit about me. I'm Josephine White. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I've owned JoJo's House of Beauty for 7 years on July 9th of 2021. I have 5 stylists, not including myself. And I also have a salon manager who's a stylist as well. And then I have 4 other team members. So the whole point of today's video is, so you want to own a hair salon. Steps that you could take to prepare for own your own hair salon. I'm going to tell you my experience with being a business owner and how I got started in the industry as a licensed cosmetologist. A little bit about me. I'm from Detroit, Michigan originally. I went to Cass Tech High School. I graduated from Western Michigan University in 2007. I have a degree in human resources management with a minor in business. But other than that, since I was 16, probably before I was 16, my mom actually told me, she was like, you've been doing hair since you were younger than that. I've been doing hair. Growing up in Detroit, I used to go to the hair salon, on Saturday mornings, trying to get your hair done. You'd be one of probably 5 people at 8 o'clock in the morning waiting to sit in one stylist chair. So I want to kind of go through and talk about how do you prepare to own your own hair salon and what that looks like. I'm going to be honest with you and be very frank. No matter how many books you read, no matter how many social media posts you see, there's nothing like owning your own business. And I'm going to tell you, experience is the best teacher, because baby, nobody can tell you what it's like until you do it yourself. And a lot of people don't think about these things before they decide to own a business. For example, when you own a brick and mortar, you have to be there. And can your business sustain itself if every stylist were to walk out your salon door tomorrow? Can your business sustain itself? And that's a question you have to ask yourself. So I want to come over here to kind of just talk to you on how I personally prepared to own my salon. There was a couple things that happened. I want to talk about my why. So being from Detroit, like I said, there was a reason why I wanted to own my salon. I wanted to do things differently. I wanted a salon where any hair texture of a person that walked in, we could do their texture. When I went to college in Kalamazoo, Michigan, I remember I walked into a white salon and the first thing they said was, "Oh, we don't do your kind of hair." And I was just like, it's a hair salon. Why would you not know how to do my kind of hair? You didn't look at my hair tag, you looked at the color of my skin. So that was one of my whys. Another why was I wanted a place where women could walk in and get their hair done and they're not sitting there for 8 hours on a Saturday. Like, I know that's our culture. And I know that's something that we embody as a culture. But to be honest with you, if I had plans at 3 o'clock and I'm still at the salon and it's 4:30 and I got here at 8 o'clock, that's messing with my day. And I didn't want that for my clients. Another thing that I noticed too, when I would get my hair done, I would have to go home and fix it. Like the first time I would go to this stylist, it would be bomb, like she would show out. And then when I would go back, it was like, what happened? Like, my hair was bomb the first day. The second time I came, it's like, it just progressively got worse. Another reason for my why was I knew that me personally being dark skinned, like I've always dealt with low self-esteem. And it's so funny how God will put you in an industry where you have to look at the mirror every day. And because of my experiences and what I went through, I'm able to speak life into other women who sit behind my chair. And not even speak life, but just listen. Sometimes people don't want a response. They just want you to listen and hear them out. So that was my why. I found my why. And honestly, you don't have to have that up front. But as you're going through the process of trying to own your own salon, just think about those things and figure out, why do you want to do this? What will keep you going when your back's against the wall, when shit's hitting the fan, when you got clients sitting in your chair and a leaky pipe, like what will keep you going? Or you got 5 complaints, at one time, or something personally is happening and you got something happening with your business, and yet you still have a client sitting in your chair. So these are the things that will keep you going. I want to talk about how you have to be intentional. So when I say intentional, I knew I wanted to own my own hair salon. So when I first started doing hair, I worked at a commission-based salon, and I worked at a salon that I never thought I would work at. It was pretty much a white salon. They had never had a black, well, they had a black stylist. They never had a black stylist that stayed. You know, it was predominantly white clients that came to the salon, but they were starting to get more people of color looking at their salon. So I walked in there. It was Heresy Salon at the time, and I was like, I want to work here because I want to learn how to do straight hair. I want to learn how to do precision cuts. I want to learn how to use a razor. And I knew how to silk press. I knew how to flat iron hair. I knew how to straight. I knew how to do ponytails, natural style. I knew all that. But I wanted to do something color cuts. I want to do something that I didn't know. And I had to go somewhere where I was uncomfortable. So intentional, you know, I learned how to do all hair textures. I learned how to do highlights. I learned how to do toners and oval shapes and oval shaped head face shapes and squares and oblong. I learned all that stuff at a white salon. And it's nothing against black salons. We are definitely switched it up, baby, because this is 2021 now. But when I started doing hair, it was 2007, in the middle of a recession, 2008. And it was unheard of to be a black stylist in a white salon or even a diverse salon. It was unheard of. So that was something that I wanted to. So intentional about that. I was intentional about my finances. Me and my husband, before we were even married, you know, he knew I wanted to own my own salon. And he knew that I didn't like debt. I grew up, you know, I didn't grow up with the most money. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck. I seen that life. Is nothing against my family, but it was just something that I didn't want for myself. And I knew that debt would keep you hostage to a lot of things. So when me and my husband first got married, we took the first 2 years of our marriage to pay off all our debt. So we had about $75,000 worth of debt. John had student loans. We both had 2 cars that we were trying to pay off. And I had a little bit of hair school debt from going to hair school. So we took the time, we stayed in a 1-bedroom apartment, 800 square feet. And, you know, my husband, he wanted this new house. He wanted all these nice things. But I'm like, babe, we can't afford that on me doing hair and you working your corporate job and live comfortably. Like, we still want to travel. We still want to buy nice things. You know, we want to be able to get up and go because we don't have any kids. So it was just us. So that was something that we did. We paid off a lot of our debt. So only debt now, even now living in California, you know, only debt we really have is our house. And then my husband, he got his master's. And then we owe the IRS a little money, but that's a whole other conversation. But, you know, we try to be intentional, and we're planning on paying that off too. So we try to be intentional about paying off our debt, but like our cars and stuff, all that stuff is paid off. So you just want to think about that when you're thinking about owning your salon, because at the end of the day, like I said, if every stylist were to walk out that salon, can you by yourself behind a chair withstand your business? Another thing about withstanding your business is, you know, what are you going to do to keep people coming back? So, for example, retail, you know, a lot of hair salons are missing out on thousands of dollars each month by not retailing. It's not hard to do. It's literally a markup. You mark it up. You know, we're licensed, so you get a discount on the product as it is. You mark it up and you're making a 50%, 100%, you know, profit. So think about that. You know, be intentional about when you set this business up, what you want to do, what your goals are. Another thing that I want you to think about is the sacrifices that you have to make. Now, my first year of owning my hair salon, y'all, I worked 6 days a week. 6 days a week, okay? Not necessarily I didn't have to, but in my mind, I'm like, the first year, facts are the first year of a business is the hardest. And 90% of businesses don't make it their first year, brick and mortar. Now, I bought my building and I bought my business from Heresy Salon. So I had a little more skin in the game than just, you know, renting a space. I owned the whole building. So I had to make sure that I could sustain this business by myself. So what I did was I worked behind the chair for 5 years just to see and to prove that I could maintain this business by myself. So you have to think about that. You also have to think about, if no one else shows up, you have to show up. When the phone isn't ringing, you still got to be there. When everything looks bleak or you're not sure, you still got to be there. And it does. It's a mental sacrifice that you're giving. It's a physical sacrifice because you're there every day. It can weigh on your marriage. It can weigh on your finances. So I just want you to think about these things. Like, are you willing to sacrifice this for your business? The next thing I want to talk about is marketing. Marketing is very important. Social media is like the best way to market your business. It's free. And it wasn't like really that big when I first owned my salon. So I've had my salon 7 years. Social media literally has taken a skyrocket. Like, it was on the verge of like going crazy. And now it's like amazing. People can find you because of hashtags. So you want to make sure you have really good hashtags. Google ads are amazing. They are costly. So if you want to put a cap on it, you can do that. Claiming your business on Google, making profiles like on Yelp, Alignable, just different things. Just, when you first get your business, people are going to be so excited and so happy for you. So everything that's marketing, that's free, do it. I mean, I was doing panels. I was doing, networking events. I was everywhere around the city of Grand Rapids because I knew that I had to get my salon name out there. And you know what? You would probably get tired of talking about it. And people will shut you down and they'll say, I already have a stylist, or, oh, I don't know, or it don't matter. Always keep your business cards with you, even to this day. If you have digital business cards, I know that's a thing. Get your digital business cards. If you have YouTube, or if you have, Instagram, exchange people Instagram. Have them follow you. I was going to schools. I was teaching at schools. As soon as I got up there, I was like, all right, everybody pull out their phone. Follow JoJo's House of Beauty right now. Follow Showcase 7. Like, I had people follow my personal and my business page before I even started teaching a class. I would have them tag me on the social media when I would teach at the schools. I would go to Paul Mitchell. I was going everywhere. I was doing everything. And it takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your mental. I remember the 5th year of me being in business, I look back at those photos, and that was the heaviest I had ever gotten weight because I was working. I was stressing. I wanted to make sure my business would succeed. I wanted to make sure my team was winning. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. So you have to think about those things, the things that people don't talk to you about or say. Even your friendships, those tend to sometimes get caught in the circle of it. Like, you lose friends along the way. You think people are going to support you. They don't. And that's okay too. And then you get people who you don't even know, who never came to you, who hype you up and send people your way. So it's just crazy how those things happen, but it's definitely it happens that way. The next thing you have to think about is when no one is around and when you are by yourself, sometimes at the salon, or sometimes you want to quit or you want to give up. And I'm going to tell you to just keep going. Even when it doesn't feel like you want to keep doing it. There were plenty of times where I wanted to quit. There was plenty of times where I should have quit, but I didn't, and I kept going. And here I am, year 7 of owning JoJo's House of Beauty, and we're still I have a full team. They're amazing. My salon manager, they do great work. And yes, there's things that come up, even me being in California and them all the way in Michigan. There's things that come up that I can't control, but I put in place a team that I know that can handle it. And I talk to them, I try to talk to them at least weekly or every other week, just to check in on them and see how they're doing. We text, I talk to my salon manager to see what's going on, how the team is communicating, how everything's going. But I am here, as a salon owner who has been through this, who has been in the industry. And, I'm just excited to help you reach your dreams. And I just wanted to, just tell you how I prepared, a little snippet of how I prepared to own my salon. I do want to talk more about just little things like, this whole thread of people dogging on stylists. Like, you got to come shampoo, you got to come this, I'm like, I understand both sides of it. I understand what clients are saying. I understand what stylists are saying. And I understand I'm in the middle as a salon owner. I'm neutral on some things because I'm like, that's their fault or this is their fault. Like, and I try to remain neutral and try to understand both sides of it. But I'm excited for this YouTube channel just to kind of go into more details on those things. So let me know if there's anything else you want to know about. But yeah, how to prepare for owning your own salon. You just want to be intentional. You want to try to get rid of as much as your own personal debt as possible, so that you know, you can be able to, if you can't pay yourself as much, you want to pay yourself. And that's another thing. Separate your personal from your business. Like, I have 2 separate bank accounts, my personal bank account and my business account. But also, not only that, the reality of it is, when you own a salon, and I have a commission-based salon, so I get a salary as an owner, and no matter how much I made or how much I didn't make, I took home the same amount for years. And you have to be willing to sacrifice that. I mean, you can give yourself a bonus here and there, but for the most part, I know for me personally, my team, they make majority of the money because they're there. And not only that, you know, I wanted to make sure that my business can sustain itself. So I put a lot of money back into my business. And now that I am here in California, I see the benefits of that. And I see the benefits of doing that because my business is surviving on its own. And the girls are thriving. And now our goal is to get them to get even busier and, you know, just to get them to do more. So I just want you guys to think about that. Think about what your why is. Think about what your long-term goals are. Think about where you want to be, you know, in 5 to 10 years. Because my problem was, I knew I wanted to own a salon, but then I kind of got stuck after that. Like, okay, so what's next? Like, what else do you want to, Josephine? And I was like, I don't know, God. You know, so now I'm here in California, and I feel like God is giving me a fresh start to kind of create and think about, like, what is your next? What is your next why? And I can't wait to tell you the next things that I'm doing here in California. So make sure to like and subscribe, like this video, hit the little thumbs up, and then make sure you subscribe to JoJo's House of Beauty. We have more content coming, and I can't wait to share the next thing with you. All right, so see you later. Thanks for watching. And be sure to follow JoJo's House of Beauty on Instagram and Facebook, okay? Thank you.